Welcome to Fresh Talk English. This is the place where you can learn English easily. Relax, listen carefully, and repeat with us. Let's learn English together.
Now, while you just heard that familiar intro aimed at language practice, here, our focus is a bit different. It's analytical.
That's right. We're digging into the methodology. How can someone accelerate their English fluency? We've got this fantastic set of notes, um, really focused on 30 daily sentences for real English conversation.
And the claim is pretty bold, isn't it? That mastering these specific sentences, these chunks, offers a kind of shortcut. You sound more natural, more confident, much faster than, spending years just buried in grammar books.
Exactly. It's a shortcut that bypasses some of that heavy lifting with rules.
Mm-hmm.
And this deep dive, it's really tailored for you, the learner, the person thinking, how can I get results I can actually use, like tomorrow?
Right. Maximum impact, minimum. Well, maybe not minimum effort, but focused effort.
Focused effort, yes. The sources argue fluency isn't just about knowing every single rule. It's about cutting down the thinking time for the stuff you say every day.
So our mission today is to pull apart these 30 phrases, figure out why they work.
Yeah, we'll group them by context, morning, work, evening, the whole cycle. And then, crucially, we'll look at the practice techniques the source suggests. How do you actually make these sentences stick? Make them automatic.
Okay, practical confidence boosting. I like it. But before we jump into the sentences themselves, you mentioned something interesting when we were looking over this material, fluency illusions. What's that about? How does knowing these sentences create a useful illusion?
Ah, yes. It's fascinating and incredibly effective. See, the biggest roadblock for learners is often hesitation. That pause while your brain tries to assemble a sentence from grammar rules.
We've all been there, that awkward silence.
Exactly. It feels bad and it sounds, well, not fluent. So by having these prepackaged phrases, these chunks for common situations, you skip the assembly step.
So you just deploy it.
You just deploy it instantly. And you sound correct, idiomatic, fluent in that specific moment, even if, you couldn't explain the grammar behind it 5 minutes later. That's the illusion.
And that success feels good.
It feels great. It's positive reinforcement. Psychology 101, really. That little win makes you think, hey, I can do this, and makes you want to try speaking again. It creates this upward spiral.
A positive feedback loop? Okay, I see. The immediate confidence boost fuels the longer-term practice needed for real fluency.
Precisely. It's not just an illusion. It's a catalyst.
Got it. So we're learning tools, not just words, high-utility tools for quick use.
Okay, let's get into this core strategy then.
Yeah.
How do the sources propose shifting from endless grammar rules to this daily usage approach? So the main idea, the big thesis here, is pretty straightforward. You learn English faster and easier by actually using it every day in real conversations.
Right. Less time staring at verb charts, more time talking. Even if it's just talking to yourself initially.
It sounds almost too simple, but the sources argue it's about switching how your brain processes the language. Exactly. It's moving from conscious analysis, actively thinking, is this the right tense? Did I use the right preposition? Which is slow.
Resource intensive?
Yeah, very. To something more automatic. The sources talk a lot about chunking.
Chunking. Can you break that down a bit more?
Think of it like playing guitar.
Yeah.
You could try to figure out each note in a complex solo individually, analyzing the theory behind it. That's like traditional grammar study.
Okay.
Or you could just learn to play a G chord instantly. That G chord is a chunk. It's one unit. You don't think about the individual notes, you just play the chord.
So a phrase like "I'm still a bit sleepy" is like a linguistic chord.
Exactly. You don't break it down into I am plus still plus a bit plus sleepy. You just recognize the situation, feeling tired in the morning, and deploy the whole chunk. I'm still a bit sleepy. Done.
And the great thing is, these chunks are already correct. They're natural.
Inherently correct and immediately useful. Like the source points out with I'll finish it by the end of the day, use that one chunk, and boom, you've practiced the future tense, you've made a commitment, you've used time vocabulary, all in one go.
It's efficient.
Highly efficient. And the sources are smart about where you practice. At home, school, work, with friends.
The places you spend most of your time.
Right. These are predictable environments with recurring conversations, your daily routine. If you can handle the language for that, you've honestly covered a huge percentage of your communication needs, maybe 80%, like the notes suggest.
That predictability aspect is key, I think. It lowers the pressure. If I know I'll probably need to talk about my schedule later, I can have a phrase ready.
It reduces the cognitive load. Now, the promised outcome is crucial, sounding more natural and confident.
Mm-hmm.
Why does using chunks automatically make you sound more natural than someone building sentences piece by piece?
Yeah, because grammatically correct doesn't always mean natural, right?
Right. Not at all. Native speakers rely constantly on chunks, idioms, phrasal verbs, contractions. It's how we speak efficiently. If a learner carefully constructs, say, I find myself currently occupied with numerous responsibilities, it's grammatically perfect.
But sounds like a robot. Or a Victorian novel.
Exactly. A native speaker uses the chunk. I'm a bit busy right now. Much shorter, much more natural.
So learning these 30 sentences isn't just about vocabulary. It's about absorbing the rhythm and the shortcuts of real speech.
You're internalizing the cadence. You sound like you belong in the conversation, not like you're translating in your head. And that feeling of belonging, that's where the confidence comes from.
It's a really practical, almost tactical approach to building that foundation. Okay, let's dive into the toolkit itself. Let's walk through the day using these sentences. All right, we're starting the day chronologically. Morning phrases. These seem small, but they set the tone, don't they? First contact.
Absolutely. And they're usually low stakes, high repetition. Get these right, and you start the day with a little win.
Good for morale. Okay, sentence one. Good morning. How did you sleep?
So a good morning is standard, obviously. But the sources emphasize that second part. How did you sleep? In close relationships, partner, family, roommate just saying good morning can feel a bit clipped.
A bit cold, yeah.
Adding the question shows personal interest. It elevates the greeting. And linguistically, look what it does. It forces you to practice that past tense, did you sleep, in a context where it sounds completely natural.
And it prompts a response, which the learner then needs to be ready for.
That's the next step, isn't it? You ask the question, you need to understand the answer. If they say, great, fine. If they say, terrible, I was awake all night, well, the conversation goes in a different direction. But the asking is predictable. You can prepare for that.
Which leads nicely into sentence two, a potential answer, or just stating your own feeling. I'm still a bit sleepy. I need some coffee.
Classic morning state. This is a perfect example of linking how you feel to what you need. I'm still a bit sleepy. Simple adjective, sleepy, softened by a bit, makes it sound natural, not overly dramatic.
And the I need some coffee part.
Crucial. It uses need, not just want. For many people, morning coffee isn't just a desire. It's perceived as a necessity. That urgency is captured by need.
Is there a common mistake learners make here, trying to over-explain?
Oh, definitely. They might try something complex like, my state is sleepy due to insufficient rest.
Nobody talks like that.
Nobody. This chunk, I'm still a bit sleepy, I need some coffee, is efficient. State leads to solution. And practicing I need some coffee means when you actually are ordering coffee later, the phrase comes out smoothly.
Good point. Okay, sentence three. Moving on to the day's agenda. What's the plan for today?
Super useful, super versatile. Works at home, works at school, works at work. Notice the contraction. What
Yeah.
faster, more natural than what is.
It's direct.
Very direct. And asking what's the plan is much more common than, could you please elucidate the scheduled activities for the diurnal period?
Please don't ever say that.
Exactly. The simplicity of the question frees up your mental energy to actually understand the answer, which might be complicated schedules, meetings, errands.
Right. Sentence four, the essential reminder. Don't forget to take your keys.
Okay, here we get the imperative, the command form. Take your keys, but it's softened. Don't forget to. Makes it sound like helpful advice, not an order.
Context is everything. Take your keys. Could sound bossy.
It could. The don't forget to implies care.
Mm.
And it's practical. Forgetting keys has real consequences. This phrase is about managing those everyday logistics smoothly. Learners should try saying it with different intonations, gentle reminder versus slightly more urgent.
Good tip. And finally, for the morning rush, sentence five, let's go. We're running late.
Pure urgency. Let's go at a collaborative call to action. We're in this together.
And we're running late. Why running late specifically? Why not just we are late?
Great question. Running late uses the present continuous. It suggests it's an ongoing process, maybe something you're trying to overcome. It feels more dynamic, more active.
Whereas we are late sounds kind of final, like game over, we missed it.
Exactly. Running late is the common idiom. It shows you're navigating the situation. Mastering this makes you sound instantly more natural in those slightly stressful, time-crunched moments. Try saying it quickly. like you really mean it.
Hmm.
Okay, shifting gears now. We're moving into work or school settings. The language might become a little more formal, more structured. It's about managing tasks, time, collaboration politely.
Makes sense. Starting with needing help, sentence 6. Can you help me with this task?
The key here is, can you? It's a polite request. You could just say, help me. But in a professional context, that's too blunt.
Sounds demanding.
Right. Can you help me? Acknowledges the other person's time and willingness. It respects their autonomy. You could go even softer. Could you possibly help me? But can you is standard efficient politeness for a straightforward task. It's fundamental for teamwork.
Absolutely. Then sentence 7 is about making a commitment. I'll finish it by the end of the day.
This is crucial for building trust. People need to know they can rely on you. Notice I'll, the contraction of I will. Quick, decisive future statement.
And the by the end of the day part, why by?
By is critical for deadlines. It means before or at that point, but no later. If you mistakenly say, I'll finish it at the end of the day, it sounds like you'll be scrambling at the last minute.
Ah, subtle but important difference.
Very. By signals proactive time management. Mastering prepositions like by, at, on for time is surprisingly important for sounding professional.
Good point. Now sentence 8, a simple positive reaction. That's a great idea.
Looks easy, right? But the function is huge. We talked about needing to go deeper on this one. Why is this short phrase so powerful in collaboration?
Okay, yeah. Why is it better than something more formal like, your proposal demonstrates significant merit?
Because English, especially in collaborative settings, often values enthusiasm and efficiency in positive feedback. That's a great idea. Is quick, direct, and validating.
But the delivery matters, right? You can't say it deadpan.
Oh, absolutely not. Tonality is everything here. You need that upward inflection, stress on great. Practice recording yourself. If it sounds flat, it can come across as sarcastic.
Like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Sarcasm.
Exactly. Said genuinely, it encourages the other person, shows you're engaged, and keeps the positive momentum going. It's a social lubricant.
Okay, so performance is key. Thinking about learners from more reserved cultures, how do they manage that required enthusiasm?
It takes conscious practice. Focusing on that intonation pattern, stressing great, maybe a slightly higher pitch. It's like learning a stage direction. In many English-speaking work cultures, that audible enthusiasm is part of the expected interaction. This phrase is perfect practice for dialing that up appropriately.
Makes sense. Sentence 9, managing the workflow. Let's take a short break.
Another collaborative suggestion using let's, notice it's not I need a break, that's personal, let's take, makes it about the group.
More diplomatic.
Yes. And adding short manages expectations. It implies we'll pause, refresh, but we're coming right back to it. It's a way to gently assert the need for a pause without derailing the work. Kind of soft leadership.
I like that, soft leadership.
I like
Okay,
it.
sentence 10. This one feels really important, setting boundaries politely. I'm a bit busy right now. Can we talk later?
This is pure gold. Learners often struggle here. They might say no too directly, which sounds rude, or they get flustered trying to explain why they're busy, wasting time and sounding unprofessional.
So this phrase offers a structure.
A perfect three-part structure. First, state the situation gently. I'm a bit busy right now. A bit is key, softens the blow. Second, minimal explanation needed, just the state is enough. Third, offer the alternative, can we talk later?
That third part is crucial, isn't it? It shows you're not just dismissing them.
Absolutely. It guarantees the conversation will happen, just deferred. Omitting it risks sounding like go away. This sentence teaches negotiation, respect, and self-management all at once.
So you really have to remember the whole chunk, not just I'm busy.
Memorize the whole sequence. And about later, is it specific enough? Well, sometimes it is. But as you get more comfortable, you might swap it out. Wait, can we talk after lunch? Or can we connect at 3 p.m.? The core phrase sets the polite tone. Then you can add specifics.
All right, midday, time for food. Conversations about eating are constant, so these are survival phrases, really.
Totally. If you can handle these next 5, you can sort out lunch, say if you like something, and pay the bill. Essential social integration stuff.
Let's start with the planning, sentence 11. What do you want for lunch?
Simple question, present tense. What do you want? It's asking for input, inviting collaboration on the decision. Slightly different from what are you having for lunch, which implies they might already have a plan.
Subtle difference again. Okay. Sentence 12, expressing hunger more emphatically. I'm starving. Let's eat something.
Yeah, I'm hungry is fine, but it's a bit bland. I'm starving. Uses hyperbole exaggeration to convey strong feeling and urgency.
Makes it more relatable, maybe.
I think so. It's very common in casual English. It signals, I feel this strongly, maybe you do too. Creates a shared feeling. And then the immediate call to action. Let's eat something. Problem meets solution.
So it's not just about being grammatically correct. It's about choosing the word with the right impact.
Exactly. Vocabulary choice matters for naturalness. Okay, sentence 13. The food arrives and it's good. This tastes really good. Simple compliment, massive social value. Showing appreciation, especially for food, is big in many cultures. Notice really good. That adverb really adds genuine emphasis.
Not just good, but really good.
Right. And the verb tastes is key. It's direct sensory feedback. You're not giving a complex critique. You're just stating your positive experience. Easy to learn, easy to use, always appreciated. You can swap it too. This smells really good. This looks amazing.
Versatile. Okay, time to pay. Sentence 14. Can I have the check, please?
The essential transaction phrase, you need check for American English, bill for British English, but the structure, can I have, please, is the universal polite request in a service context.
That please feels non-negotiable.
It really is. Without it, can I have the check? Sounds demanding. With please, it's a polite request for service. It shows you understand the social dynamic. You might hear, could we get the check? Too. Slightly more formal, but can I have the check, please, is the go-to.
Got it. And finally for this section, sentence 15, making plans on the fly. Do you want to grab a coffee later?
Okay, two cool things here for sounding natural. First, do you want to? Often squishes together in speech. Do you wanna or just wanna?
Wanna grab coffee.
Exactly. Second, the verb grab a coffee, grab lunch. It implies something quick, informal, casual. You don't usually grab a fancy dinner.
So using grab signals the type of interaction.
Precisely. It sets the tone. It says, hey, low pressure, quick meeting. Mastering phrasal verbs like grab a coffee is a huge step toward sounding current and relaxed in social planning.
Okay, the main part of the workday or school day is done. Now we're shifting into more informal time, winding down, connecting with friends or family, reflecting. The vibe changes.
Yeah, the conversation often becomes a bit more relaxed, more personal. These phrases help manage that transition from public life back to private life. We're moving from tasks and transactions to connection and comfort.
Starts with the classic check-in, sentence 16, how was your day?
This is like the evening version of how did you sleep?
Yeah.
Simple past tense. Was,
Okay.
very standard. But the potential answer here is much wider.
Right, it's an open invitation to share. Could be a one-word answer, could be a half-hour story.
Exactly. So the learner needs to practice asking it with genuine interest, but also be ready for anything in response. The phrase itself is easy. Handling the conversation that follows is the bigger skill.
True. Okay, sentence 17, expressing that end-of-day feeling. I'm so tired, I just want to relax.
That so is important. So tired. It emphasizes the feeling strongly. And I just want to relax. The just implies this is the main, maybe only thing you desire right now.
Sets the priority for the evening.
Yes. It connects the state, tiredness, to the desired activity, relaxation. Simple structure, but clearly communicates your needs and intentions for the evening.
Sentence 18, suggesting a shared activity. Let's watch a movie tonight.
Back to let's for that collaborative suggestion. Easy, low pressure. And note the standard phrasing, watch a movie. That's a common idiom, not view a film or something stiff like that. Tonight anchors it in time.
Simple, clear, effective. Sentence 19, a basic household request. Can you turn on the lights, please?
Seems trivial, but it teaches that crucial pattern. Phrasal verbs, turn on, turn off, put away, take out, clean up. English is full of these.
And they can be tricky because the meaning changes with the little word, the particle.
Exactly. Mastering turn on in this everyday context helps build the foundation for understanding lots of other phrasal verbs used around the house. And again, the politeness frame. Can you, please?
Always the politeness. Okay, sentence 20, offering to contribute. I'll cook dinner tonight.
Uses I'll, again, that quick future decision or offer. It's taking responsibility, making a commitment for the evening. It contrasts with let's watch a movie, which was just a suggestion. This is a declaration of action.
All right, now we're really into casual territory, talking with friends. This is where textbook English often breaks down, right? Idioms, slang.
Absolutely. These phrases are more about maintaining connection and rapport than conveying complex information. They rely heavily on shared understanding and informality.
Let's kick off with this super common, sometimes confusing greeting. Sentence 21, what's up?
Ah, what's up? The classic. The key thing to understand is that it's often not a literal question requiring a detailed answer about what is happening.
Right. If someone asks, "What's up?" You don't usually list everything you've done today.
No, the standard fluent reply is often not much or, hey, what's up? Right back at him. Or maybe a very brief highlight if something interesting is happening. Treating it as a serious inquiry marks you as non-fluent. It's often just a verbal acknowledgement like, hi.
Good to know. Sentence 22, when you bump into someone you haven't seen in ages, long time no see.
This one's fascinating. It's a fixed expression, an idiom. Grammatically, it's weird there's no verb.
Yeah, where's the verb?
Exactly. You just have to memorize it as a single chunk. Trying to build it logically, it has been a significant period since our last encounter, is slow and sounds unnatural.
And the source notes suggest it might have origins in translations from other languages.
That's the theory, possibly from Chinese Pidgin English or Native American interactions. It got adopted because it's incredibly efficient and clear. It proves that sometimes effective communication bypasses standard grammar rules. Just say it quickly, with warmth and maybe a bit of surprise.
Cool piece of linguistic history possibly embedded there. Okay, sentence 23, planning social time. Let's hang out this weekend.
Here's another vital phrasal verb, hang out. This is the absolute cornerstone of informal social planning with friends.
What does it signal compared to, say, let's meet?
Hang out implies casual, unstructured time together. No specific agenda, just relaxing, chatting, being together. You meet for business, you hang out with buddies. Using hang out correctly is a big signifier of belonging in a peer group.
Gotcha. Sentence 24, reacting positively to a suggestion. That sounds fun.
Another great shortcut. Instead of saying, I believe the activity you proposed will be enjoyable, you use sounds. It's like you're reacting to the description itself.
It's quick, enthusiastic agreement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. That sounds great. That sounds interesting. It's supportive, agreeable, and keeps the conversation flowing easily. Practice it as a quick positive reflex.
And sentence 25, a very modern way to end an interaction with care. Text me when you get home.
This shows how language evolves with technology. Text is now a standard verb. Text me. It's an instruction.
And it's doing two jobs at once, right? Requesting communication and showing you care about their safety.
Precisely. It's a communication closure that maintains the connection and expresses concern. Very common, very natural, especially among younger speakers, but really widely used now. Efficient and caring. Okay, the final batch. These focus on ending the day, but also on using English for your internal thoughts, for reflection. This is about making English part of your inner world, too.
Moving beyond just talking to others to thinking in English. Sentence 26, stating your plans for the night. I'm going to bed early tonight.
This uses I'm going to, expressing a clear intention, often contracted to I'm gonna in speech, I'm gonna go to bed early.
And it functions as a boundary, doesn't it? Lets people know you won't be available.
Yes, it politely signals the end of your social availability for the day. It's managing expectations, a simple statement of plans and self-care.
Sentence 27, the standard farewells. Good night, sweet dreams.
These are fixed closing rituals. Good night is standard, but adding sweet dreams provides warmth and affection, usually used with family, partners, close friends. Memorize them as a pair for those intimate contexts. It completes the daily cycle.
Nice. Sentence 28, giving gentle advice. Don't stay up too late.
Another negative imperative like, don't forget your keys, but this one expresses care or concern for someone's well-being.
It implies you want them to be rested.
Exactly. The key is too late. It's relative, but it carries that sense of looking out for the other person. Common phrase between partners, parents and children, or close friends.
Sentence 29, looking ahead with optimism. Tomorrow will be a better day.
This is great practice for the simple future tense, will be, combined with expressing hope or resilience, often said after a tough day.
It's more than just describing, it's projecting a positive outlook.
Yes, it moves into emotional processing and prediction, using English not just for facts but for feelings and hopes. That's a deeper level of integration. It trains your brain to handle abstract concepts in English.
Which leads perfectly to the last one, sentence 30, I'm grateful for today.
And this, as the critique noted, is perhaps the deepest level. Expressing gratitude requires processing abstract emotions. Using a word like grateful means you're moving beyond simple needs and descriptions.
You're reflecting internally in English.
Precisely. If you can think, I'm grateful for today, directly in English, without translating from your native language, then English is starting to become the language of your inner life. That's a huge milestone. Practicing this, even silently at the end of the day, helps cement that.
Wow. So these 30 sentences really do cover the gamut, from simple morning logistics to profound evening reflection. It's a very well-structured set.
It is, and the beauty is a learner can pick one or two and start using them today. No need to wait until you've mastered every grammar rule.
Okay, so we have the 30 sentences. Now, how do we make them stick? How do we integrate them so they come out automatically when needed? The source gives 5 specific practice techniques. Let's break down the why behind each one.
Right. This is about moving the knowledge from conscious thought, the slow part of the brain, to automatic habit, handled by deeper parts like the basal ganglia. These techniques hit different learning pathways.
First, the most fundamental. Repeat them aloud every morning or night. Why is actually saying them out loud so important? More than just reading them silently.
Because speaking is physical. It's a motor skill, like playing piano or riding a bike. You have dozens of muscles in your mouth, tongue, jaw, throat, that need to learn the precise movements for English sounds and rhythms.
Muscle memory for your mouth.
Exactly. Repeating aloud trains those muscles. If you only read silently, you're not practicing the physical act of production. That hesitation we talked about. Often it's your mouth literally searching for the right shape or position. Daily vocal repetition builds that physical fluency.
And rhythm matters too, you said.
Crucial. Don't just repeat the words, repeat the melody of the sentence, the stress, the intonation. Mimic a native speaker's cadence.
Okay, building on that, the next technique. Record yourself and listen to your pronunciation. Self-correction time.
This is vital for sounding natural. You don't actually hear yourself the way others do when you're speaking. Your skull bones conduct sound differently.
Right, your voice always sounds different on a recording.
Always. So recording and listening back gives you objective feedback. You can catch things you miss while speaking. Maybe you're not quite getting the sound, or you put the stress on the wrong word in. That's a great idea.
You become your own coach.
Precisely. It allows for targeted self-correction, which massively accelerates improvement, especially if you don't have constant access to a native speaker for feedback.
Now, taking it out into the world, use one new sentence each day in a real conversation. This feels like the scary step for some learners.
It can be, but it's the bridge from practice to reality. The key is focusing on one sentence. That makes it manageable. It primes your brain. You spend the day listening for the right moment to use your target phrase.
So if my sentence is, "Can I have the check, please?" I'm on alert all through lunch.
Exactly. You're actively seeking the opportunity. And when you successfully use it, even that one small sentence, it's a huge confidence win. It proves the practice works. It makes you want to try another one tomorrow. It breaks the anxiety barrier by focusing on a small, achievable goal.
Turns theory into action. Okay, then moving beyond single sentences. Write short dialogues using these sentences.
This is about understanding context and flow. Real conversation isn't just isolated sentences. It's back and forth, turn-taking.
So writing a dialogue forces you to think about what comes before and after your target sentence.
Yes, if you use, "Let's hang out this weekend," what led up to that? What's a likely reply? Maybe, "That sounds fun. What happens next?" "Okay, cool. Text me later." It forces you to think about the whole interaction pattern.
So you move from just knowing the phrase to knowing how and when to weave it into a conversation.
Exactly. It builds situational awareness in a safe, offline environment before you try it live.
And the final technique, which feels like the ultimate goal. Think in English. Describe what you're doing using simple words.
This is it. This is aiming for linguistic independence. The goal is to stop translating in your head. Translation is slow, inefficient, and prone to errors.
So narrate your life internally. Like, okay, I'm opening the fridge. I am looking for the milk. Ah, there it is.
Yes, silently or even quietly aloud if you're alone. Use simple words, simple sentences. Making coffee now. Need sugar. Walking to the bus stop. It constantly activates your basic English vocabulary and structures.
And it bypasses your native language completely.
That's the key. You're forcing your brain to process reality directly through English. It becomes your default operating system for thought, not just communication. It's practice you can do literally all day long, anytime, anywhere.
That's powerful. So wrapping these 5 techniques together, repetition, recording, application, writing dialogues, thinking in English, the common thread is.
Consistency. Doing a little bit every single day. The source makes it clear. Daily practice builds those neural pathways much more effectively than cramming once a week. Language is a habit.
5 minutes a day, focused practice beats 2 hours on a Saturday.
Often, yes. Especially when you're building foundational fluency like this. These 30 sentences and 5 techniques offer a clear, manageable framework for that daily commitment. #outro.
Well, this has been quite the deep dive. We've dissected 30 incredibly practical English phrases, mapping them across the entire day from good morning right through to I'm grateful for today.
Covering everything from asking for help at work to making casual plans with friends to setting boundaries politely. Really useful stuff.
And we didn't just look at what to say, but critically, how to practice effectively, analyzing those 5 pillars: repetition, recording, real world use, writing, and maybe most importantly, thinking directly in English.
And the big takeaway from the source material, reinforced throughout our discussion, is that you don't need to wait for the perfect situation or the perfect teacher. You can start now, with yourself, with these tools.
That consistency is key. The source puts it plainly. The more you speak, the more fluent you become. It seems obvious, but it's profound.
It really is. And think about the implication. If you can automate these 30 basic sentences, the ones for everyday routines, think about how much mental energy that frees up.
Right. If ordering coffee or asking about someone's day becomes automatic, effortless.
Then your brain isn't bogged down with the basics. It's free to engage with the more complex stuff, understanding a nuanced argument, expressing a complicated idea, navigating an unexpected situation.
So mastering the mundane actually unlocks the capacity for deeper, more meaningful conversations. These aren't just sentences, they're cognitive freeing agents.
That's a great way to put it. They build the scaffolding, the reliable foundation, so you can then confidently reach higher, handle the unexpected without the basic linguistic logistics tripping you up.
That freedom, that bandwidth, that's the real goal. Okay, so for everyone listening, you've heard the sentences, you've heard the techniques, maybe you've already picked one out that resonates. Perhaps it's asserting yourself with, I'm a bit busy right now, can we talk later? Or reconnecting with, long time no see.
Choose one, just one to start.
Right. Now, here's the final thought, the challenge. What is the most significant, maybe even slightly intimidating, real-life situation where you could try to use that chosen sentence this week? Don't just practice in your head. Find that moment. Deploy it.
Go for it. Start talking.
Because your fluency truly does start now.